Welcome, everyone. We are the Geek Patrol, and our microphones don't have a stun setting. I'm Joe Thorderson, here with my buddy Brandon Olmstead, and we have a special guest in the studio for another one of our Artist Spotlights. Brandon,
Yes,
I'm really digging these, and I don't think we're going to run out of material anytime soon. We know a million artists here in town.
We know a lot of artists.
We're everywhere.
Yeah.
Ah!
Okay,
There's
well,
one
she
here in the
introduced
studio.
herself. So,
Surprise!
so we like to set this stuff up, Allie, but we'll just jump right in. So, Brandon, I'll allow you to introduce our special guest. So.
Of course, you know her from all the local cons. Allie D Art. It's Alicia Dacus. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. How are you guys doing this morning?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard you called Alicia. I know it's your name,
I know.
but
It's my
always
secret
Allie.
identity.
Hey, man, it's one of my favorite names because I lived through the hurricane and then named my sister because my sisters were twins and it was supposed to be fraternal twins. It was Courtney Michelle and Michael Thomas. Well, Michael Thomas turned out to be Alicia Marie.
Hey!
And so, those are two of my most favorite people in the entire world. Love the name. I have ever since.
Okay.
Aw, welcome to Team Alicia.
There you go.
All right. Well, I'm going to call you Allie. So,
Well,
That's totally fine.
That's because it's okay, Joseph. We can call her that.
You know,
Allie-
that's what it says on my business card, so.
Yeah.
Allie, we've watched. Brandon and I have watched. You're much younger than us. We've watched your
We're
career really since the beginning. I think, as
Yeah.
far as your public artistic career.
Yeah, you guys really have been there since my my origin story, haven't you?
We helped with with some of the lore, but we can't take any credit because you're kind of amazing and I know that you get a little emotional when you hear people praise you like that.
It's true.
But you're one of those people who can manage to take any convention situation and throw the positivity into it. And it's like, I don't think that there's a way. It's like, honestly, I was not having a good day at Covington last year, but she was my booth neighbor and everything was okay now.
Oh, I was just thrilled to have you as my booth neighbor. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Brandon. No, but I mean, really, it is the joy and the positivity that brings me back to these conventions that I do. It's the joy of creating, the joy of meeting people. And, my favorite Bible verse is Nehemiah 8:10, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And that really is where I get my source of joy. And I love to share it with other people.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll say this too, Allie, because Brandon, you know how this is. You're at the convention, especially when we're running our own convention.
We don't talk about that.
Occasionally, setup is you know this, Allie.
Oh,
setup
gosh.
is the most work of all of it. You have a limited time frame. You got all these vendors. You got all these people, all this logistics. And sometimes there's people that walk up and you're like, I don't want to see this person because they're, you know what I mean? They're going to bring you some problem or complaint or maybe just negative vibe or whatever. You're like you're like the antidote to that. Every time you walk up, I'm like, oh, good, Allie's here. Now things are gonna. I don't know. You always bring a good attitude.
Infectious positivity.
Ooh, I like that. You hear that, everybody? I'm infectious.
Do you see that in the other parts of your life? I mean, generally speaking, are you?
I really do. I really see a lot of positivity in my life, and I've tried, be more serious and everything, but I just can't help it. I can't help but be positive because I've had so many blessings in my life, so many gifts, so many things to be grateful for that I just can't help but be positive.
There you go.
And I just find that when I'm positive, when I put out those kind of positive vibes and everything, that every situation is just a lot more fun. It's like life's too short to not have fun and be positive and smile. It's like it's better for your complexion, right?
Yeah. Well, I've grown to embrace the whole concept of every problem is an opportunity in disguise. And how many times have we seen that, Brandon? We have something, we hit a brick wall with something and suddenly it's like, well, what? If we pivot over here, maybe this is actually a better situation.
Yeah, a new opportunity, right?
And you would have never thought of it if this negative thing didn't happen.
There has never been a clear and present, serenity when it comes to running MCFC. We have always been kind of like kneecapped at some point during the year when we're getting ready.
Yeah.
And so it makes a lot of sense to find awesomeness when you pivot.
Yeah.
But there is something about Sean Howe said it best. he's like, if you can't like Allie, there's something wrong with you.
Oh, Jonathan.
Well, hey, Allie, when did you? Because you're, like I said, you're much younger than us. What are you in your 20s now, or?
You are flattering me so much.
Oh.
No, I'm in my 30s.
Really? You don't look. I mean, honestly, I thought you were like mid 20s.
Thank you.
He thought you were 12 when we first met you.
Well, I actually was. It's been that long. No, I was kidding.
Do you still work over at the art center?
No, actually, I have since moved to a place called Champion Promotions. I run their awards department. So I get to work with my hands, do some graphic design, but, I still see my friends at the art center. I love them. They've been like a found family for me. So.
That's another store, folks. Get out there and support it. It's a good store, good people, and they know their stuff. And you got quality products over there.
Really do.
Affordable too.
I love that part.
I'm gonna put this out there, and I mean it's gonna go across the world. So now people are gonna expect it. People from the art center stopped at the booth at Anime Blues and were looking for an opportunity to get on the air with us.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
So
I can give you some names.
Yeah.
I can give you some names.
I mean, I would love to get anybody in there from there.
Okay, cool.
It's a good partnership to have, especially when you're putting the focus on creatives.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right on Union Avenue in Midtown, folks. Give them a shameless plug there.
I'll plug right away. Definitely. Yeah, they were very great to me, and they still are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, Allie, when did you? What's your origin story?
Ooh, you want my lore?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody wants the lore.
Ooh, well then you're gonna get it. Okay, so if I go way back to the beginning, I really started drawing. Like I've been drawing my whole life, but I really started taking art seriously when I was a senior in high school. And it started with a friend of mine who was a very good artist. And I just was like, hey, can you teach me how to draw a chibi? Because I was really getting into like anime and video games at that point in my life.
Okay.
And so she taught me. And, it was kind of, you'd think it'd be kind of like a little one-off thing. Like, oh, cool, you can draw a little guy. No, it exploded. And like this was in 2009. I pretty much haven't put my pencil down since. But so I like drew and I drew for many years, got into digital art, and then I always kind of wondered, okay, I have this gift for making art. I love doing it. God gave me this gift to make art and be creative. What am I supposed to do with it? So I went to school for graphic design, and I got into that and I really enjoyed it, but I was like, I feel like I need to do something even more with it. There has to be a purpose, a drive. And so then it was, I think, 2019 that I first got involved with these little outdoor pop-up markets. They were in a little parking lot over off of Poplar, actually pretty close to where we are now. And so my booth,
Wait, where are these? Because I'm trying to think of where they would be.
They don't exist anymore,
Oh,
but
okay.
sorry. But no, they were
So
fun.
they didn't survive COVID.
No,
Okay.
unfortunately not.
Joe was like, I need to go buy more
I want to
art.
go find where the. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No worries. I wish they were still going. They were fun. But so they were my very humble beginnings. Like, LED art wasn't really even a thing. I think I just threw my name on it or something like that. But yeah, so they, my products, I kind of just tested out with like little flimsy paper stickers. I was just like kind of getting my feet wet. So then, the dreaded COVID happened and everything, and I didn't really do any shows for a while, but I still really enjoyed the like selling and making aspect. I finally felt like I had some kind of purpose for my artwork, besides bringing myself joy and everything.
Right.
And so then I believe it was early 2022, and a buddy of mine at the art center, actually, he mentioned that there's this convention called Memphis Comic Expo. And he's like, hey, you know what? You may want to sign up for that. It's in September, and this was March. And I'm like, I guess I could try. I could shoot my shot, see if anything happens. I was kind of worried because I didn't really have any experience except for these little pop-up things. And my setup was pretty rough. It got blown over in the wind once.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Outdoor art things are, very dicey.
You got to be ready for those, man. I've amped up my game to be ready, but so this was thankfully an indoor event, and so I had a good 6 months to prepare for this, or so, 9 months, and I was like, you know what, I'll apply to see if anything happens, and lo and behold, I got accepted. I'm like, wait, you're just letting this new person in who has like no good pictures or anything? And so I'm like, cool, thanks. I should probably get some merchandise. So you might help.
Like, I love that. It's like, oh, cool, I got a table. I need something for the table.
I should probably sell something, you know?
Allie, you remind me of myself a little bit because, like, every time I started a new business, I didn't have even half the equipment I needed, and I was sort of new at the whole. I mean, let's face it, I started the convention with zero experience of running a convention, but sometimes you got to just
if
have
you
that.
had any experience, you would have known you don't pull poison ivy out of your bushes 2 days before the con.
You know, that's a great idea, you know? Maybe don't do that.
Yeah, well, since Brandon mentioned, Allie, I got poison ivy on my face the first year. I didn't know
People thought Joe was so pretentious because he was running around with sunglasses on, but that was only because he had poison ivy outbreaks.
My eyes were swollen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, but that's not. But what I mean is, I like
that's a hilarious story, and everybody needs to hear it.
So
I like
I've
your
learned something new
gumption.
today.
Well, I like your attitude, Al. You go for it, and to me, that's 80% of success in life is you got to just go for it and show up.
Exactly. You know, like everybody I meet who wants to like start drawing, start making, start getting into conventions, I'm like, just do it. Just.
That's my fault. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
thanks.
humans.
I was like,
Okay.
that's your warning sign, everybody, to just do it. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, like seriously, just, you know, like they say, feel the fear and go for it. You know, like I was afraid, I was nervous, but you know what? I was also really excited because I had this goal, you know, like something like when we're out of school and we're not working towards a graduation anymore, we need to keep setting these goals to keep us moving forward. We need to like make new challenges, make new goals, strive for something. And I felt like I was kind of at a point in my life where I didn't really have as much I was striving for. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to work towards something. I want to have purpose for my art and creativity. I'm just going to do this. And so I spent the next several months just drawing like crazy. Like I work on my iPad a lot. And so I started with drawing all the Pokemon starters.
Okay.
And then,
move.
thank you. You know, it's pretty solid. I still have all those designs today. They're solid and everything. And so I just started like doing my research. I'm like, what sells at conventions? You know, your keychains, your stickers, your prints. And I just started building and looking, what do I need for my setup? Do I need tablecloths? Do I need grids? It was actually a lot of fun just getting into this whole new world, you know, to quote Aladdin.
Yeah.
But like just also having an outlet to express myself because, you know, working at different places, you're all about their company. When you
Right.
do a Comic-Con, your Artist Alley table, it's you. And I finally got to kind of have this interesting way to express who I am as an artist, and like, what do I want to show the world? Who do I want to show the world that I am? And so, you know, I just worked hard, got everything ordered, got everything somewhat organized. And then September came and I set up. And you know what? I actually ended up meeting a very good friend, Taylor Park, who was my
we
neighbor.
love Taylor. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it was just such a great first experience. And I'm like, I got to do this again.
It gets addicting.
It's very addicting. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so that was kind of my origin story. It's like I started with just like that one convention that year. And then, you know, the next year I started doing a few more. Started finding out about more. I started meeting people at these shows and they're like, you should try this. You should try that. I met you guys and had a wonderful time. You know,
Totally apologize.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah.
But no, like it just really like kind of snowballed from there. And now it's just become such a part of my life. I can't really imagine my life without LED art.
I got a question though, because you did study graphic arts, right? And
Yeah.
so there's always this balance for artists. Like, okay, you got to make a living, but you also want to express yourself. Some people like they struggle with that. Sometimes they're like, okay, the safest route is I'm just going to I'm going to do graphic design for this company or these. So I'll take commissions or something, and you don't necessarily care about it. But the smarter move is to do a little of both, but hopefully steer your way to where you can do kind of like what you did, where it's like, okay, this is about the stuff I want to create. And,
Yes.
because art is subjective too. You might create art for somebody else, and maybe they had a different idea in mind too. And to me, that's very stressful. Like, I don't know. To me, it's more liberating. You can just do your own stuff.
Oh, I 100% agree. You know, like I have like my day job where I do work for clients, you know, like I do engraving and making trophies and everything. So I get a lot of direction. So then it's kind of like a balance, like you were saying, that when I do my business, I do my art, I get to draw what I want to draw. And like I tell a lot of folks when they ask about like, well, how do you do this? How do you come up with what you want to draw? Why do you have so many different designs? I'm like, I basically tell them, if it has ever made me smile, if it has ever made me happy, I'm going to draw it. So I have things from, like anime and Star Wars and Project Hail Mary, all the way down to the shows that you watched when you were a little kid, like Oswald and Maggie and the Ferocious Beast and Blue's Clues.
There you go.
So it's like...
Blue's Clues. I got that drilled into my head because that was when my kids were little. That was at the height of Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I always say whenever someone buys a sticker, I go, bow, 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 bow.
Yeah. Well, Allie, this doesn't change because Brandon, remember when we interviewed John Delancey, a very seasoned actor, a guy who went to Juilliard, everything, and he was able to make a living as a career because basically, even to this day, he's okay with the idea. He's going to do some projects that pay the bills and then some that he's passionate about. And that's just, he's cool with that. And he's made a pretty comfortable living doing it. So.
Oh, I'm very happy for him. And I'm working toward that too. I do some client work, like commissions and everything. But then, like you said, I balance with what do I want to draw? What makes me happy? And I always find that when I draw what I want to draw, and it's something that I genuinely enjoy, then that joy kind of pours into the design. And people say, like, your art just looks so happy. I've even had people say my art looks delicious. And I'm like, thank you. Please don't eat it. That's not healthy. But it's just, I feel like if I'm enjoying the art, other people are going to enjoy it too. Like that, once again, that joy is infectious, And I want, that's one of the things when I'm at my shows selling this work, I want people to smile when they see it. Like my favorite moments are when people will be walking by and they'll look up and they'll gasp like, "Oh my gosh, it's Toothless the Dragon!" Or even better yet, when I'll draw like something from a fandom that I had when I was like really little, like middle school. Like if y'all have heard of the show Code Lyoko.
Yep.
Right? So I drew...
Not that... Okay, good.
Oh, so much fun.
I haven't heard of that one.
They had the big foreheads and everything. But I drew that because I'm like, I loved that show when I was a kid. And I'm like, I want to draw that. It made me happy. I want to revisit that. And so I drew it and did a whole print. And people are like, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you drew Code Lyoko?" I'm like, right. And then we start talking about it, having fun. And it's just a positive experience because I drew something that made me happy, and apparently it makes other people happy. So,
okay, so because of the things that make you happy, was there ever anything that you drew from your childhood that you were like, nobody? I'll put this on the table, but nobody's gonna recognize this.
Oh, like a deep cut,
but you end up with like people come up. It's like, "Oh my God, I can't." It's like you've triggered a memory from their childhood.
Oh yeah. I think the most infamous one is Oswald, the blue octopus. He was on Nick Jr. when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, I put them out, and I won't say the expletive that they said, but, "Oh my, beep, 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 that's Oswald, beep, yeah." I'm like, oh my gosh, we love Oswald. He's just this happy little octopus. And then I also like to kind of flip things a little bit and throw in some very unexpected fandoms, too. I drew, it was a gift for a friend of mine for her birthday. I drew a design for Sleep Token.
Okay.
Wait, Sleep Token.
It's a band.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
You wouldn't expect it from me.
No.
Yeah. There's a little...
So she's going to be drawing Tool and all these other...
Art-wise, it's a little dark.
Okay.
But
music-wise, it's really good.
But then I took it, and I had, I can't be anything but myself, right? And I'm, like, a very positive, happy, rated G table, and so...
So you've got them skipping through the flowers.
Table.
Exactly. Yeah. No, so I took Sleep Token, and I made it an actual token. So it's like going into the arcade games where you put the token in, and it says, "This token is good for one sleep." And so,
that's a deep cut. So somebody has to know.
Oh, they have to know.
Yeah.
And so people will be like, "Wait, is this Sleep Token?" I'm like, "Yeah." But it's still family friendly. like that's another thing too. Like I have a very solid rule at my table that, sometimes my nephews and my niece come to the shows. And I love them to death. I'm crazy Aunt Allie, and I want them to come and enjoy my table. And so my rule is, if I can't show them this, if they can't look at this artwork because it's too adult, too dirty, I'm not going to have it at my table. And I don't even like to draw that kind of stuff anyway.
Right.
I like positive, family friendly, anything that honors God too. I don't want anything that is sinful at my table. Let's be real. So
Well, it's funny you say that, Allie, because it's like I had this conversation the other day with a deacon, and it was all about the parts of the Bible. It's like, okay, I'm not going to read this to my 8-year-old because like some of the things with like Noah and his daughters and all or Lot or whatever.
Hey,
so
we're all fallen.
but what it occurred to me is there's also ways. Okay, Sherlock Holmes and Shakespeare, they dealt with these subjects, but they did it in a way that was tasteful, that you could actually still. So I like your little clever thing of like Sleep Token. You can still have interesting and even maybe mature themes. They just, you can portray them the correct way, I guess.
Exactly. I'm so glad you put it that way, because that's exactly what I'm going for. Because, if we're going to nitpick everything and say, oh, that's sinful, that's wrong, then we're not going to be able to enjoy anything. I believe that the fiction that we enjoy, that is a gift from God. That is something that we're allowed to enjoy, but as long as we first don't let it be an idol and we don't let it, take us away from our relationship with the Lord. And so we can draw these things tastefully and keep them fun, keep them happy, but just kind of find that line, find the respect and the reverence while also still enjoying the gift.
Yeah. Well, I gotta. Don't take this comment the wrong way.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to. I'm offended already.
Oh, no, you
when
offended Brandon.
I think it's important.
That's hard.
Well, I think it's important to say this these days, Allie, is because your art is very clean, and what I mean is it's tight. Like it's really top notch. Honestly, it's really
Thank you.
good. I look at it and it's very polished. Well, it's not made with AI.
No.
I'm just saying we all have our feelings about AI, and it's
Oh, yeah, that's actually
and
a
you have
thing.
a sign at your table, right? Because it's like somebody may go, oh, it's probably AI. You have to almost explain, no, this is my art.
Exactly. That's why I keep all my recordings, when I use the Procreate app on my iPad, it has every recording of what I've drawn. I'm like, here is physical proof that I drew this. So I'm like, no AI. And for anybody who does Comic-Cons, I am happy to share that sign. We gotta, speak up together and unite.
Well, we've got a new one it's a picture of 80, and she's holding a big sign that has one of our older mascots, the robot. I don't remember what y'all call it.
Zava 333.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's got her on it, and it's got the big the no line, the Ghostbuster symbol, and but it says across it no AI art, and even, none of that's actually AI art, but when we get shows going again, we're gonna have those printed and all over the vendor room, because
Love it.
It is now. It's we have too many artists that are very important to us, and if we can't reach out to someone and have them do this art for us, there's no reason to have that art.
Exactly, because it's not art.
No, it's slop.
It's theft.
Slop. Exactly,
And,
theft.
Yeah.
And
I hope it's a trend that's actually going to go away.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I've gotten really rude with people online. I do refer to people as slop jockeys,
Yeah.
because it's horrible. It's rude, but it's like, I call myself the necessary monster for a reason.
And it's funny. Recently, I was on a Facebook page for my current obsession project, Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And someone posted an AI generated image. I'm not calling it art. And so
I like that better. AI generated image.
it's AI generated. Yeah. And so it kind of hurt my heart a little bit, because I looked in the comments and everyone was just ripping into this lady. I'm like, okay, she probably didn't mean to be hurtful with this image. And so I just went in and just calmly explained, hey, many of us in this group find AI usage to be a very sensitive and offensive topic or offensive action. And I just explained, it's bad for our environment. It's that it's taking from creatives, and just calmly explained, Because I want, like, if someone came up to my table and said, "Oh, did you use AI to make this?" I wouldn't get angry at them, because that's harmful and gives kind of a negative image. Be like, "Oh, these gatekeeping artists just don't want anyone to be creative." I want people to be like, "Oh, they calmly explained this to me. This is why." I find that when we're positive about things we're passionate about, then like people are going to respond with positivity, not with like, "Oh, they shamed me for using AI." So yes, I'm very passionate about not using it, but at the same time, I want people to like not be hurt,
Right.
not be offended, be like, "Oh, I'm a horrible person," or "Oh, they're gatekeeping." So
Well, yeah. My favorite though is to get into wars of words with people who want to double down on it and say,
true.
yeah, because that's the point where it's like, I think about you or Sean or Katie's writing or anything like that, because I mean, there's so much AI out there,
Unfortunately.
that people are like, "Hey, man, I wrote a book." No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. The computer wrote it.
You told the computer that you wanted a story with these characters and you wanted it to be a love story. And that's what the computer gave you. And let's just say that because it skims the internet to find those things, did you even read your story after it made it? And
Probably not.
There's so many people who don't even read their own slop once they put it out there.
So what's the point?
Exactly. It's like, you want to claim something, you need to know what it was. And I understand using things like AI for like, it's like if I'm a teacher and I need to do a lesson plan, using AI to help line up the times and everything, I'm not a huge fan of that either, but I can understand that.
Yeah, you can see the logic.
But generative AI, in order to create quote unquote art, is not.
And what I don't understand is like creating, like writing, drawing, painting, all of that, all these creative endeavors, they're a gift, they're a joy, they're fun. Why would you want to skip that part? Yeah. Like, I know we want, like, I guess in our society nowadays, we want kind of instant gratification.
Right.
Like, I want this content now. I want to enjoy this story or this picture now. But really, like, I find that the drawing process is more fun than when I'm done with a picture. Like, and I get to look at something and, like, I remember putting that brushstroke, putting that color in. It's like, I feel like when we use generative AI to replace creativity, we're robbing from ourselves, really.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm actually going to be glad that we lived through this, because I'm already seeing a resurgence, and I think there's going to be a big market for people that make things by hand, and people want to go and going to events. Brandon and I have workshopped an idea of having basically a phone-free event or a phone-free zone or something where it's like you're actually making things and you're interacting and you're not sitting there looking at your phone.
Yeah. Oh, I love
it.
that.
It is a phone-free zone within an event. And
human interactions.
And if you manage to get, it's like we've even found a way of rewarding people who manage to, create while they're there.
Oh, I love that.
And we've been talking about it a lot lately. I don't know when we're going to do it, but man, I want to see it. I want to see it come to fruition, because I want people to realize that there's fun outside of your phone.
You know what? Like, I am so supportive of this. So, I go to the Refuge Church out in Lakeland, right? And I serve with the middle and high school student ministry. We just recently went on our student trip, and every year, it was my 5th year going, and every year I bring a big old bin of art supplies. Like, we have like jewelry making, drawing, all of this. And one of the cool things about this trip is for the week that we bring all these teenagers to the mountains, they sacrifice their phones. They put their phones away, and we keep them. So it's a total phone-free, like technology-free, really, week for these students. And so I just love watching them when they're interacting with the art bin, like the things they're drawing, the things they're making, the conversations they're having, the friendships they're building. It's really impactful. And that's like the kind of creativity I want to bring, like that I would love for y'all to bring to these conventions. It's like when we just put the technology away. Don't get me wrong, I love technology. I use it for my art all the time. But when we just put the screens away for a little while and remember who we are as creative individuals, that's just so powerful, especially for the next generations coming up.
Yeah, because they grew up with a phone their whole life.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't know what it's like to not have that.
There's power in boredom, you know?
One of the most enjoyable times doing MCFC is to go by wherever we've got Marcus set up with the Lego stuff.
Yes.
Because you don't see anybody in there on their phone.
No.
That's true.
They are all
building
snapping
Lego.
bricks.
Yeah.
Everybody's in there going, it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and I think that like giving people these opportunities to be creative, to put down their phones, the people who say, "Oh, I can't draw a stick figure, I'm not a creative." Well, have you found the opportunity to be creative? Have you put down the phones? Have you put down the TV remote and just let yourself be creative, let yourself think? And I think giving them those opportunities, like it's going to be mind-blowing. Like that's how like when I started drawing, I'll use my phone for a reference, but like just putting down the technology and just letting myself create is really just been a game-changing gift in my life, and I want other people to have it too.
Yeah, it's not just us too. This is, I mean, I've been finding YouTube videos everywhere. People are like, I want to learn to work on my car. I want to learn to build things. I want to learn to whatever. And I like this. I think, like I said, I think we're in for a resurgence where people are going to just really value this stuff.
Oh, definitely. We're doers. We're creators.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the people that works with us has been working with us. Has started off as a volunteer, and she's slowly grown up the ranks of MCFC. Is Allie Gossett. Mm-hmm. She runs around. She cosplays our mascot AD. She can do pretty much if you ask her for something, she does it. And she was going, all right, well, what we would do is, we'd have like a spot and we'd get a handful of those, those zip cases. It's like, so once the phone goes in there, you can keep it with you so you don't have to worry about us having it.
Right.
But it's not getting unlocked until you come back out that door. And, then you get your phone back. But, she was the one who was like, because she makes those candy bracelets and everything. Her and Savannah do that. And she was like, we've got all these beads. We could do this and we could do that. And so it's like, I'm watching this, just like steamroll, and I'm like going, by the time it's all said and done, Camp MCFC could be a real thing.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, creativity, like everybody has creative tendencies. Like it's a quote I've had my entire life. It was something I came up with in third grade of all things. It was for a little newsletter, and my teacher let us kind of like give quotes that she would put at the very top, right? So normally she'd do like authors and artists and everything, but she was like, I'm going to let the students come up with a quote. And I came up with a quote that she put in our little weekly newsletter, and it stuck with me my entire life. It's, everyone's an artist, just in different ways.
Yeah, we're all human beings. That's part of being human is to be, and maybe you don't make a living at art, but sometimes just the experience of making something on your own is its own reward.
It really is. Like, it's so funny. So many times I have to kind of check my mentality when I look at my work. I guess you could call it kind of a little bit of an imposter syndrome kind of thing, where I'm like, I drew something and then I'm like making the stickers, making the prints, making the keychains. And it's weird that I almost forget that I made it. So it's so weird because I'm like, oh, okay, I have to make reprints of this design, and I named the designs and everything. But then sometimes I just have to kind of step back and look at like this print, and I really look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I made this. I drew this.
Can I ask you a question about that? Because one of the things now, I'm not an artist, but I can do woodworking. I mentioned, and I'm pretty good at writing. I've written a couple things that I like a lot. But what I think it was Stephen King. He was, he actually, the guy writes a lot. I don't always like all his writing, but the guy knows how to write.
Right.
I think he's pretty good at it.
And he has a really good book. I think it's just called On Writing or something. His advice is really good, but he said you basically write something, get it where you want it, and put it away for like a couple months. And when you come back and you see it and it looks like a foreign document or something, he goes, then you're ready to be whatever. But there is this excitement that I've noticed too. I'm like, wow, I made this like 10 years ago and I actually really still like it. And it looks like somebody else made it. And that's cool. I mean,
it really is. It's kind of mind blowing in a way. Mm-hmm. It's like you almost have like this kind of little disconnect of like, wow, okay, this actually is good. I actually can make something. I can woodwork. I can write. I can draw something. And it's like, I almost like, it's so weird that when I'm at my table selling my work and people compliment it and give me money in exchange for it, I'm like, wow, you actually like my work enough to pay for it? You want this on your wall? People send me like pictures of them like framing it and putting it on their laptops. And I'm like, wow, it's kind of humbling in a way. Like, I made that.
It's
and
cool.
you like it. It's very validating, and I'm very grateful. Like, I'm just getting a little emotional just thinking about it. Like, wow. Just thank you, everybody.
So we're going to step away from your art for a minute.
Okay.
And you find yourself surrounded by creatives all the time anyway.
And I love it.
All right. So what is one thing that one of your peers, one of your buddies, maybe even someone you don't even get along with, but what is one piece of art that you've seen at the conventions that really just kind of blows you away?
You know what? I have to say it is anybody who does crochet art, like my friend Alex, who was my table partner for many shows, and now she's branching out to do her own business with her crochet. I have tried. I'm still trying to learn how to crochet, and I'm not the greatest at it. I want to get better, but I just see like the intricacies and the style that she puts into her crochet work, and I'm just like, how do you do that? How do you do that so quickly and like with so much fun and style? So I think I just really appreciate that too, and seeing work that other people do that I can't really do myself. And then it kind of helps shift my perspective of like, okay, is this how people see my work? Like, it kind of helps me appreciate the compliments that I get on my artwork that, oh, wow, okay, I can appreciate other people's artwork and their craft and their talents. Is this how people see me? And it just helps me to accept compliments when I get them. And then it also helps me strive to be like, wow, I see other people doing this amazing work, having these amazing skills. I want to get better too. I want to up my game too. And yeah.
There are two instances I can think of in the entire time that I've been working with the convention scene where it's actually happened, where I was just blown away. The first one that I can, that I want to talk about is our con artist, Kat Caputo, Catherine Knowles. When she started off, she met her husband through our convention.
Oh,
well, it was their first date.
It was their first date.
Yeah.
Was
That's
at
adorable.
their first date was at our convention. Okay, but
And they mentioned it at the wedding. It was funny. The priest said, at the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention, I was there. I'm like, okay, I've never got a shameless plug in a church. That was
Oh, I love that, though.
It was enough when AC Wharton said it. I wasn't at the church, but now knowing that it was part of a wedding. Anyway, when I first described AD, and she drew the character for the first time, it was like she had reached into my head and taken out the image.
Ooh, that's cool.
The second one is this man right here, Joe Thorderson, and the Goat Slayer.
Oh, my baseball bat.
His baseball bat is amazing.
How have I not seen this?
I'll show. So I'm a Cubs fan and I'm a big wood turner. And if you don't know, the Cubs, there was this thing called the Curse of the Billy Goat.
I feel like I may have heard of that. Remind me, though.
So basically, in 1945, this guy named Billy Cyanus, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name.
It's close enough.
He was a business owner. He owned the Billy Goat Tavern, and he wanted to bring his Billy Goat, I think his name was Murphy,
Oh my gosh.
into the game. And it was the World Series game in 1945. I can't remember if it was 43 or 45.
I
think it
mean,
was
where
45.
else would you bring your goat?
Yeah, and he had a billboard on his, like it was a total shameless plug.
That's adorable.
And they said, you can't bring your goat in here, sir. And he got really ticked off, and he pronounced what he said was a curse. He said he sent a formal letter to the Cubs and said the team will never win another World Series and whatever. And now they went 108 years before they won a World Series.
Oh my
So
gosh.
everybody, as a Cubs fan, you started feeling maybe we are cursed. Like it literally, like it got into our psyche and
I
everything.
think we need to start bringing some goats to the games. We need to start bringing our little prepotentes to the game.
Oh well, now the Cubs allow you to bring your goat. Like they are now a goat friendly venue because they learned their lesson. But anyway, when the Cubs won the World Series, I made a bat that I turned it on my lathe, and I said I want a bat that looks like a sword. So I made a thing. It's got weird angles. It's got an interesting handle, but it's still a bat. And then I engraved on it Goat Slayer, forged November 2nd, 2016, because that's when they won the World Series. And if I'm being told, okay, it was a cool thing to make, Brandon, but it got me access to meeting a bunch of Cubs players because I made a bunch of them and I donated them to the players and to their charities. and I wound up meeting like Javier Baez
That's
and Ben Zobrist
amazing.
and stuff. But anyway.
But the thing is I had seen him do, the wood turning out. I mean, he did wands back when for a Harry Potter release.
That's what
cool.
started.
That's what started the whole thing. And
I want one.
I've seen the stuff that he's done, but like walking sticks and but then looking at the angles that he put on this bat, and it looks like something you're going to pull out of a sheath.
That's so cool.
And it's just like, okay, there's no way you did this and he did it on the lathe. I mean, it's just
not even a very good lathe, honestly. It's a pretty cheap one.
Hey,
but it's effective.
It's not the tools.
Yeah.
It's the artist.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I started my artwork with a little box of crayons that I had. So,
yeah.
like like you said, it's not the tools, it's the artist behind it.
Well, hey, Allie, I wanna because other people are listening to this. Maybe there's some teenager out there they're on the fence.
Hi, everyone.
And the thing is, one thing I appreciate about you is I've noticed every time I see you at a show, it seems like your booth is evolving. Like it's always improving. So one of the things that's tricky for artists is you want to be true to your vision, but you also, let's be honest, you have to be smart at business.
You do, yes.
And you got to think dynamically, and you got to be able to adapt. And you've done it really well. So I don't know. I mean, what are some things you learned over the course of doing these conventions?
I think one of the things I've really learned is, like you were saying, finding the balance between staying true to your craft and true to the things that do sell well and embracing those, but then also just being open to new ideas, new products, new strategies, maybe exploring some fandoms or topics that you hadn't before. So yeah, like I find that when I have a new project that I'm working on, some new product that I'm bringing into my table, I get so excited. Like, I feel like a little kid at Christmas. I'm like just the other day, it's gonna be a little sneak peek of what's coming to Allie D Art.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. Y'all gonna hear it here first. But 3 new products I'm bringing to the table. I'm bringing shaker keychains, like the keychains where you can like shake it and the little guy is inside moving around. So it's going to be Rocky from Project Hail Mary in his little Xenonite ball.
Oh, that's perfect,
It's
actually.
going to be so cute. Yeah. And then I'm also bringing acrylic standees. They're about 5 inches tall, little like plastic figures on a little base. So it's going to be a Project Hail Mary one, a Dungeon Crawler Carl one, and an Amazing Digital Circus design. And then it was just a whim that I got this random idea. I got a little whiteboard and some clear stickers, like transparent stickers, and I made like a little Ryland Grace on the whiteboard, and Rocky in the top corner is supposed to be like the "Who am I?" whiteboard. So, like, yes, you have your tried and true, your keychains, your stickers, your prints, the things that are your solid sellers, the things that you enjoy making. But then don't be afraid to explore some new ideas. And you know what? Like some of these new ideas, they're going to flop. You know what? That's just kind of part of the process.
Right.
It's a trial and error. Like I've had things that either didn't sell very well or they're like a pain to make and I just didn't enjoy making them or I didn't have the time to really make them quality. But you know what? The key thing is just to try. Try and see what's going to work, what designs are going to work. And then also, I think there needs to be a little bit of a humility that sometimes you're going to draw something or you're going to write something or make something that you absolutely love, but it flops. People just aren't really into it or they just don't notice it. And there's nothing wrong. This is very important. There's nothing wrong with the design. If a design or a product doesn't sell or doesn't get a whole lot of likes on Instagram, it's not bad. It just didn't get received as well. You still made it. It's still part of you. And that's something to be celebrated. That even though you tried and it failed, you still tried. You still made something. You still took part in the activity. And the effort is really what makes it important. But then just accepting, okay, I'm going to put this on clearance or I'm going to put this in my sketchbook. And that's okay. I'm going to try something new. Try the next thing. That's the thing. Keep moving forward. Keep trying new things because that's really what makes it exciting. That's what makes coming back to these cons so fun. It's like, I want to share more new things. I try to have something new at my table, like at least one new thing every show. Because then when people come back to your table year after year, they're going to be like, what's new? Or I remember when I got this. Oh my gosh, you have this now. So it just keeps people engaged. They can recognize what you do by staying to your tried and trues, but then it keeps interest going by having something exciting and new.
It's smart business. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but it's like that's Hollywood. Maybe Allie should go work for you guys?
No,
Hey,
no.
I mean, that's what we need. New stuff, and just think of what the
Please.
what your customers want. So
Exactly. And I think if it makes me smile to make it, if it made me laugh making it, then it's going to make someone else laugh. And that's probably one of the most rewarding things is when someone sees one of my pieces and smiles, remembers something, or just straight up laughs. Like I have this print of the Pokemon, the Mega Starmie, and I have him in the little outfit from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, where he's in the little fishnets. That's probably my most risque thing at my table.
Yeah.
But I've had so many people come and be like, oh no, that is not, that's Patrick Starr, isn't it? And they just die laughing. And I'm like, nailed it. So just those kind of fun things. And I know I'm rambling at this point, but just put yourself into your art.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to put your humor in, to put your crazy jokes in, put those little hidden details. Just put yourself into your art, and people are gonna love it.
you know what I noticed here, Brandon? I'm just sitting here thinking of this because I am really I'm thinking of the young person out there, or maybe not so young, but somebody that's tentative about their art and they're afraid to. I don't know. You could do worse than to follow Allie D Art, on social media and interact and meet you at conventions because
Please.
I think you've got some good life lessons. You're very authentic.
Thank you.
You're no phony.
I try not to be.
Yeah. So
No, seriously, if you're a young person, a young artist, or just a starting out artist, please come and talk to me. Come and reach out to me on Instagram or Tumblr or Facebook or wherever. Come to a con and talk to me. I want to see your work. I just find it so exciting and invigorating to see new up-and-coming creatives who are taking those first leaps, because when I was starting out as an artist at the conventions, I didn't really have anybody to guide me. I kind of just made it up as I went, and I was like, okay, I'll try keychains, I'll try this and this. I kind of wish I would have had more mentors, and so that's what I want to give back to this community. I want to be someone's mentor. I want to encourage people, make that art, show me, I'll give critique if you want, but I just want to celebrate you. I want you to be encouraged. And I'll give tips if they want. So please, I want more friends at Comic-Con. So
There you go.
yeah, come talk to me. And also, I just want more friends.
there you go.
Please
I
be
don't
my
know,
friends.
Brandon. Can we get about 1 million more Alleys in the world?
I'll get on that cloning.
They won't let me use the cloning machine anymore.
Oh, is it in the shop again?
No, but there were some experiments that went highly. Have you heard about Jimothy? He's one of mine.
Jimothy! Sorry, I love Jimothy.
Okay. All right, let's go, you guys. This is so much positivity. I almost need to go.
Need to go to your
Do you need a
dentist?
shower?
No,
No,
but
you-
Allie, let's get you on the show more often. This is
I
fun.
would love to come back. Yes, please.
This is really good stuff. So, but boy, you've been listening to another rich and chock full episode of our artist showcase here on Geek Tank Radio. But we got to go. It's time to
We
go.
do? Darn.
So until next week, we are the Geek Patrol, and I am Joe Thorderson.
And I'm Allie of Allie D Art.
And I am Brandon Olmstead, signing off with way too much positivity.